Okay then.
Go on.
Hello and welcome to another See You Next Time, the only podcast was recommended by doctors as a cure for insomnia. With me today, I have the man responsible for the extinction of the dinosaurs. It's our Billy. And also with us is the man known locally as the man in the high castle. It's the man of a million haircuts, everyone the same. It's Seamus O'Deeps, the luck ender himself. And he's had another hairdo today. He's had it styled, ready for the cameras. I tell you. See, he's claiming he hasn't, but we've noticed, haven't we, Bill? Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I put highlights in mine, because so I don't want to look like Deeps.
Highlights. How can you get
Yeah.
highlights in there? It's white.
I'm jet black. My hair's jet black, and I have to put highlights in it, blonde.
Right.
Highlights.
Yeah. Jet black. It might have been 50 years ago, mate. Probably long before any of us can remember. Anyway, oh yeah. Today we're going to be continuing our discussion of Man United from yesterday's pod because Billy was on a good rant. So we couldn't let him finish it. We couldn't catch him off and not let him have a go at finishing it off. So Billy, can you remember what you were saying?
No, absolutely not. I can't remember if I put sugar in me tea. Never mind what I said yesterday.
I bet you can't even remember.
It's all old days, Billy. It's all old days.
Yeah, it is old age.
Ancient age. I bet he has a drink, sip of it, and then goes, did I have any of that? I have to take another sip just to check you had some. Is that right, Bill?
It is, just yeah.
So the rant we got, we didn't even get to hear the rant. That's a shame because that was a really good rant just taking off. Then you were you were having to go at Man United.
I was
That's
in
all
my
I
flow,
remember.
but then I forgot all about it.
Yeah, but regardless of that, Billy, regardless of that, the timing couldn't have been much more better for us because since the end of the podcast last time for me, I know what it is to you guys.
Yeah.
We have signed a new player, a brand new shiny toy for Ruben Amorim.
You can believe it. You can believe it, Deeps.
I don't know. I'm not a believer in that signing, but let's see what happens.
All right. Trish will be very jealous if you get him.
Yeah, you
He
cannot
loves it.
believe it. That's not right. You're not allowed him. So who's your?
No. If United sign Baleba, then I will be a believer in United's coaches.
Resurgence.
Yeah, but it's Sesko all the way.
Yeah, Benjamin Sesko.
I think I can remember now what I was saying. They've got some good forwards, but the rest of the team is hopeless. It really is, isn't it? And I think that's what I was saying. The defense is awful. The keeper is abominable, and the midfield's not much better. So it's all right getting these attackers and the strength up front, especially if they got either Sesko or Belieber. They'd be really strong, but they'd have to score 4 to win a game because they're going to let goals in all the time with that defense. I think it's awful.
That goalkeeper in particular, Nana has to be. I mean, he makes Pickford look good. That's how bad he is. You can't get much worse than that, can you?
England's number 1. Always remember that.
Just shows how bad England's goalkeepers are.
That is a low bar. But that is a low bar. It's like you calling me Nepal's greatest podcaster. Like that is a low bar.
or the best looking one on this
keeper.
podcast.
He's not a bad keeper at all, our Jordan.
Well,
no, he's not a bad keeper, but
he's not a great
him being England's number 1 is not. It's not because he's a great one. It's because he is the best of the bunch.
It is a shame. England used to have great keepers.
Yeah.
You better be before your time, wouldn't it? Before you were watching footy, though. Do you remember them having good keepers, Seamus?
I do. Gordon West, what a keeper he was.
Ray Clement, one of the best I've ever seen. I don't understand how Shield never got a game. Don't understand it. Yeah. Never will.
I liked Ray Clement, cracking keeper.
Yeah, even after he went to Tottenham, he was still light years ahead of any other English keeper. I do not understand
dominated
how
his
Chilton got
area.
a
That's
game.
what I liked
Oh,
about him.
brilliant.
He dominated his area, and I like that in a keeper. I think Allison does similar, dominates the area. If that ball's coming in, he's having part of it, and I like that in a keeper. I hate keepers who stay on the line, and I hate keepers who won't come for crosses, and yeah, I was a big fan of Ray Clements. Gordon West before him for Everton. Neville Southall, what a keeper he was.
Yeah, but he was
But,
Welsh. We were talking about England, Bill. I don't think he quite
oh,
get.
right, English keepers, okay.
Yeah.
Harry Dowd.
Because we were talking about Pickwood. I was just saying it wasn't that long ago. They had great keepers, and now you look at them and you're saying Pickwood's England's number one. It's not in the same class. I know you love him, Bill. I know he's an Everton player, but you've still, even
I
you've
think
got
he's a
to
good
admit,
keeper,
he's
that's
not
why.
the same class
He's
as
a great shot stopper.
He's
No,
not,
he's not as
though,
good
is
as
he?
Clements. Not many
He's not.
were. Not many are as good as Clements was. I
No.
was a big fan of Ray.
Oh, brilliant keeper. But that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Right, we're digressing.
England.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we are
we like to talk
digressing
about
now.
Man United. So happy with
Yeah,
Sesko?
I'd like Seamus. Are you happy
No,
with
it's,
Sesko? Are you going to get Sesko?
no, I think it's pretty much done. Like some of the details is quite fascinating as well. Like there's gonna be a friendly play in Leipzig between the two teams sometime in the future because they can't get people into the ground, I guess, especially when it's a friendly.
But when, can I just ask you, Seamus, when United are getting linked to the likes of Sesko and Belieber, how can they afford it when they've already spent uh, nearly 150 million on the other two players that they've got in Kuna and
Yeah,
go on.
yeah, we've spent 125, 130 odd million on Cunha and Burma, but think about the savings from sacking the 200 players, from cutting off the pension fund for the old retired players, from cutting off the food for everyone, from cutting off the tickets for staff to attend the Europa League final, the FA Cup celebrations. Like, there's been so many budget cuts. Come on, you have to understand. The club was about to run out of money. They saved so much money from those petty savings that now they just have billions to spend now.
Yeah, because they
Yeah, they
say
stopped all the
pennies.
pay of the
I,
women.
yeah, because Billy, I'll be honest. I can understand how United can make the deals work with installments, idea, and
I tell you what,
the massive turnover.
it's dodgy
Yeah.
accounting as well because they don't use the club actual accounts as the accounts that are used for PSR. They use a separate vehicle, an investment vehicle called Red Football, if I remember correctly, and that has some of the stuff missing. It's omitting some of the stuff that costs money. So basically, it's in a lot better state than the actual club is.
Yeah, and also like there's creative accounting, there's everything. There's also
Very
a lot
creative.
of money that comes into the club because we
Yeah.
do generate a lot of revenues as well. But as a United fan, there is a part of me that thinks like we were sold the idea that the club was about to run out of money, so they had to wait for people who were living on earning like minimum wages, especially compared to the player actual staffs that are draining the funds from the club. And then now it's like we can sign players willy nilly, like name your price and then he shall be ours. Like that is quite sickening. But getting back to Sheshko, like I'm really interested to see how he fares in the Premier League. But I am also very wary of the fact that he can be incredible in both sense of the word, like incredibly amazing and incredibly flattering as well.
Big
Like
bugger
it's,
mind,
it's,
isn't he?
it's yeah, and he has a mighty leap on him as well. Like never since Ronaldo have I seen someone have
Yeah,
that much of hand time in the
yeah, he does leap. He's
Yeah.
It's,
in the air.
it,
He's excellent. It must be said. He's going to be pretty. If you get cross balls in, he actually attacks them. Get him in the box and attacking cross balls in. He's pretty much unstoppable. to the size of him.
And now, just if you look at the profile, he's big. He seems to be strong enough, especially for the Bundesliga. So the physicality shouldn't be that hard for him to handle. He's quick enough as well. Got an absolute rocket of a shot on him. Excellent leap and everything. There are a lot of tools that you can make do with work around, but there's there's the other side of the game as well. Like, is he gonna think like he's made it now that he's got a
Are you
picture of his
happy,
friend?
Seamus, are you happy that United are buying like top quality forwards? Or would you prefer them to buy a decent keeper, a decent centre half, maybe a fullback and a couple of midfielders? Would you have prioritised that before the forwards? I know you've got to score goals to win games, but uh, I think the rest of the team is lacking possibly as much as the forward line.
I think for me going into the summer, the priorities would have been goalkeeper. I know some people are like, oh, the thing about Onana is overblown and everything, but that is a thing that also brings problems, pressure actually to the whole club and all every
Yeah.
players around it. Like every time a goal is conceded, it gets highlighted more because of the fact that Onana is in the goal. I would have loved a new keeper. I still think there is a chance we get a new keeper, but probably someone who is gonna be brought in initially with the idea of being a backup, and then let's see how he fares. After that, my next steps would have been to address the attack because ultimately United didn't concede that many goals more than the teams that finished fifth, sixth, seventh, but it was the goal difference that was terrible.
Yeah, I
We
agree.
weren't scoring enough goals, so it's all right. And I think it's defense is something you can build as a unit as well. So there's Euro who has his attributes. There's Haven who has looked all right when he's played. There's even Maguire looks a lot better in a back way system at the late as well. So the defense can be used to cover up some of his personal deficiencies as long as the keeper position is addressed, which I don't know if it will be.
Where do you see it, Trish? Where do you see United needed to strengthen this year?
And goalkeeper was clearly the number one priority. But I agree with Seamus. I think after that they did need goals. Cunha and Boom themselves might have been enough, to be honest, to fix that. Because then I would have got. I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd have gone for a third. For an actual out and out striker as well. I think I might have prioritised the midfield next. They need legs in there. They've not got a lot of mobility. And they play with a man short a lot of the time because they play with a 2-2, don't they? Two attacking midfield, two
Well,
central midfielders, two attacking midfielders. So a lot of the time they could get outnumbered in there. So I would have. That's why I think someone like Belieber. I mean, I got asked this the other day, and like I said, Belieber's the one, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like if you're buying a midfielder, you need someone that's mobile. Perfect. You play him alongside even someone like Fernandes, and he'll just do all the running for him, so he can get forward at will. And you
or
get him on
even
the ball.
Casemiro.
You
Someone's
get
got to
him.
do his running.
Yeah, well, Casemiro was assuming he'd be gone. I'm still assuming they'll sell him if possible, even though I don't think he actually wants to go. Is the issue rather than anything else? I think he just doesn't want to leave, and that's the
Because
issue with him.
no one's going to give him 350,000 a week. That's
Well,
why. He
Saudis
wants to stay.
offered him the money, but he didn't want to leave United. That was was it January or last summer? I can't remember. Seamus, can you remember?
I think it was January, like there was reports like Saudi would be interested.
Mhm.
And to be fair to him, he did play better in the second half as well. He seems to again the criticism seems to actually hurt him, which is actually a good thing because when people are on his back, he seems to want to prove that he's still got it and also. but the wages are an issue. It's Casemiro is someone who don't think who I don't think deserves to play the games that his wages would have you play because for me is a guy who would be a rotation choice, someone who can play in the cups and all that. But because United don't have any European football, how much rotation is there actually on the offer?
It's pretty
And
much
where'd you
all
see the
the
likes of where'd you see the likes of Anthony, uh, Rashford, Hoyland, Garnacho? Do you think they've got any future at the club now?
Well, Garnacho, I see him at Chelsea because apparently he wants to stay in the Premier League. Chelsea,
Right.
because he is not 24 and is still young, so Chelsea will automatically want to buy him as well. Actually, I don't know who plays left wing for Chelsea because when I look at their squad, I see no left wingers there. So Garnacho would automatically be the best left winger. But they signed Gitten, so I don't see much logic in Chelsea's business. But then again, you can't see something that doesn't exist. So
Yeah.
Garnacho to Chelsea, Anthony probably might get another loan move, maybe with an option or obligation to back to Real Betis.
Speaking of them, that Ugachuk who they sold, the hell was that about? They bought him for about 27 million and sold him for like 28 million. He never got a chance with him, and he was probably, he looked like he had real potential. What a strange move that is. They don't seem to keep the
Yeah, but
bench.
why did Burnley pay so much? Because
Hmm?
last season on loan at Southampton, he didn't pull up any trees,
You
and
should
Burnley are gonna get relegated. Come on,
basically
they need a miracle, and
Burnley just
aha,
paid off what Chelsea owed on him. Basically, that's what
and
happened.
probably more.
No, because you got to remember, I'm talking about like agents' fees and all that. So they basically paid off everything. You know what I mean? All the agent fees, solicitor fees, all the extraneous costs on top of the actual transfer fee. They've paid all that off. Any interest on the loan they would have taken to get the finance that they used to pay the transfer fees with. They'd have paid all that. That's what they paid in effect. They've just literally Chelsea have just literally wiped their face with that one. But it seems a strange one because he had potential. Why sell him? Why sell him now? I mean, you've got other players there that you could get rid of. It just doesn't make any sense to sell one that looked like he's still got a decent player with a decent future. Why get rid of them when they're at their low ebb? It's not a good system for selling. If you're trying to make money, you keep them till they're at a high ebb. Then they say you sell them high, not sell them low. You know what I mean? It's a very
Yeah, I
strange
don't know.
thing.
Like they signed him, he didn't really play that much for them. So
But he's never going to play. I mean,
why
we've
do
got
you
so
sign a
many
company?
players in that
Come,
position.
yeah, but it's a silly question. It's Chelsea like it's like trying to find gold
You know what?
in Nepalese mine
It
jungle.
just
Like
seems like
it
it
does just
just feels like money laundering what they're doing rather than actual proper transfer
Yeah.
business, which would go well with their sponsor over the end of the season because they're well known for being, shall we say, they're not very. How can I put this? Everyone says there's a lot of claims that that's what they are. They're a dodgy outfit, Damak. So they're a bit, they're a bit like the Wolf of Wall Street, and basically in a property company. You know what I mean? That's what they are. They're really dodgy as hell. Like,
Talking about dodgy outfits, what are you actually wearing there, Deeps? I know the top. Is it some sort of national dress? What did you
no
say?
no no.
just don't get him showing his freaking legs again. We had that trouble earlier on with his knobbly fucking knees on the cam. He had his. It's like, oh my god, I already feel a bit rough.
Ah, Soon I'll be getting my knob out. Come on. Try to know it.
Pardon? What?
I look at my crew.
Please don't say what you did. Just please tell me I didn't just hear that.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know because I'm only hearing in one ear at the moment because this ear is so swollen and in pain, so I'm not hearing very well. Please tell me you didn't just suggest you were going to show your cock on there. We're not a freaking, this isn't Facebook. You can't be sending cock pics to everyone on here. Jeez.
Right. So
He's
where
going to
do
get us
where do we
taken off.
see United this year? Where do we see their goal this year? Now, one of the lads said on the site yesterday that he thinks they'll comfortably make top six. I
Mm.
disagreed with him, Downsy. I disagreed with him,
Mm.
and I told him why, and it's exactly what I said before. Concentrated on attack, and I think the defense, and I think the midfield is pretty poor.
Yeah,
You haven't seen it all, Bill.
Billy, come on, like
Go
Somebody said second. Somebody said they'd finish second above City.
on. Did you?
Yeah, I know being serious because they were doing the predictions. Somebody said second, and
you might.
I can't even. You know when you just like look at it, you just I can't even begin. It's just don't even know where to start on that one.
He'll get recaptured very quickly. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, but Billy, like if you think about top six, like there are teams that finished top six that haven't strengthened much, and in the case of Newcastle, are gonna get weakened massively. I'm not
So do
saying
you think?
United are gonna six or like top six or anything, but
Do you
the
think there's a
teams that are
possibility of top six? Do you personally think there's a possibility that United could finish top six?
let's put it like this, Billy. If United don't win anything, any of the cups, and also don't finish top six, then it's bye bye to Ruben Amorim.
All right. Okay.
Ooh, what's a big call? You're gonna sack him?
No, no,
Oh, you're gonna phone? Are you gonna
because
phone the
he
rat
has
and
used up.
tell him? Is that what it is? Is that what they're
No,
waiting on? Is it your finger on the button? Are you like this, hovering over the sack button? And if Ruben doesn't do his
I'm
job,
smart
I'm
than
sacking him.
no, but if you think like Ruben Amorim has used up a lot of credit, a credit that he didn't even have in the bank. Like United were horrendous after his first month or two. Like
Mhm.
never won two games on the trot. Finished 15th under his watch. We can blame it all on Ten Hag, say this, that, yada yada yada. But we
Yeah.
were in 15th when Ten Hag was sacked, so we dropped places.
Yeah.
So it's not an unfair ask from Ruben Amorim if you think of it like that. He has had a lot of money spent for him for players that he has identified. He has approved of, and not just this summer, even the January window where United hardly do any business. They brought in Patrick Dogu for him,
Mhm.
someone
Well, where
who
do you see them, Trish? Where do you see United
specializes.
finishing this year as a guess?
Ooh, see, this is a really difficult one because it's so close outside the top. Well, I think obviously there's. I'm obviously going to say Liverpool, but there's Man City, Arsenal, and you have to put Chelsea in there. I think they're in the top four. Uh, Strength-wise, on paper, should be well clear of the rest because the rest are looking a bit, are lagging a bit
Not
behind.
not Newcastle, the Chelsea. No,
No,
I know they might
Newcastle.
lose their star striker, but they're still a decent star in Newcastle.
They're in a bit of disarray, though. I mean, there's a lot of trouble behind the scenes. Oh, 10 minutes, right? There's a lot of trouble behind the scenes. You know what I mean? They haven't got a recruitment setup in place. They haven't got leadership above Eddie Howe sorted out. So they could end, up, dropping out a bit. Villa again, they can go. I mean, this is the thing. They could, if they have a good run, Villa, Newcastle, any of them could get in the top four. But on paper, you'd have to say that they should be all fighting for 5th place. It should be, Villa, Newcastle, Man United,
Spurs.
Brighton. I don't know with
Tottenham.
Spurs because I
I think
don't know with Spurs because it's a massive change to go from Ange Postecoglou to Thomas Frank, and there's a turnover. They've lost Son, and they could be anywhere. They could literally be anywhere. They could be top 4. They could be bottom 4. It's hard to tell with them, especially as they're Spurs. You know what I mean? This is
yeah,
a
but
team
it's
that
Spurs.
normally anyone you face, you know that they're not going to win a title. Like if they're in a final, you just know they're going to lose it unless they're playing Man United, obviously. I mean, that to me, does that not does that not say on its own that Ruben Amorim's probably deserved the sack because he lost the final to Spurs? Well, you can't get much.
I told you this, Chris.
That
I
has
told
to
this
be a sackable offence.
even before the final. If
Yeah.
United lose the final, any sacking that can and will, which it didn't, anything that you can suggest, there's nothing you can defend for it.
Hmm.
If you say Ruben Amorim been sacked after that, hell yeah. Anyone who loses to Spurs in a final has
Yeah,
no right to be feeling unjustified towards the
yeah.
treatment. And
It's
like I
almost
said, like even
impossible.
when Bruno was even when Bruno was linked with a move away from the club, I said he's a very good player, been very good for the club. But sadly, he lost the final to Spurs. So hey
Yeah,
ho, it's
I
bye
mean,
bye bird if
when
you
was the last time they won a
anyone.
final? Was it 1981 or something against Man
Who?
City?
Spurs.
Yeah, that
No,
was
it
the
was
last time.
2007. They won a Carabao Cup in the Northeast.
Did they?
Yeah, when it was Carling Cup.
I don't remember that. God, I must have missed that. I missed that. I thought they hadn't won anything for like donkey's years. Case whoever they lost, they beat. Then they I hope he got sacked. You can't lose to Spears. I mean, that is just that's when you know you're not very good at your job, isn't it? You failed completely. Amrim should have gone home that
In
night.
2008, so I have to
Wow,
check it. They won 2008,
not remember
beating
that.
Chelsea in the final.
Do I not remember that? Especially as it's Chelsea. I mean,
Yes, why?
that'd have been a big game for them too because they hate each other.
All right.
Yeah, they really hate each other. Them two sets of fans. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, United. It could be they could literally be anywhere from top, just fighting for the top 4 to battling against the bottom 4. Because like you'd say, normally you'd look at what they brought in and that, and you think they're going to be moving up the table. The players have improved and all that, but obviously this is Ruben Amorim who's lost the final to Spears. Maybe he's absolute shit, and they're going to go, and they're going to struggle again. It does make you wonder because they didn't perform in the final either. It wasn't like it was a terrible final to be honest, wasn't it? But then finals tend to be terrible. I can't remember the last. There's just very few
Yeah.
good ones, isn't there? So, but yeah, I really don't know where United will finish. I'm torn out. I'm thinking I would say probably definitely top half. I'm going to go with. But I don't know other than that. I mean, it really is such. At the moment, it's such a mess. This division, when everyone's still building their squads and that, it's very
I've
hard
gone for
to say.
10th. I think they
Yeah.
finished 10th this year. It should be progress,
Mm,
but obviously the supporters will want better, the manager will want better, and the shareholders will want better. But I think 10th is where I see them at the moment. I think they're not a great side, but you know,
no.
still Man United.
Do you think that'll be enough for Surratt to keep him in charge?
I think it might be actually.
Yeah, or you
I
think
don't think
Surratt
No,
you
it
would
want to
won't.
go
start?
through down that road again of second managers. It's happened too many times.
Yeah, but this is Surratt, and he
And
doesn't
Oh,
mind
he's
sacking them.
only
Doesn't mind bringing in drug cheats to work with the
he is a rat.
players as well, does he? There was one of the guys who've already been proved. One of the guys has just been done on drug charges, wasn't he? Doping charges from his previous role. Who's worked with the United players.
I don't know.
Let's see, yeah.
I guess it's one of the remainings of Team Skysley, who was still at Ineos Grenadiers pro cycling team.
I can't
I
remember
forgot
now,
his
mate.
name.
I meant to make a note of it for when we did the pods to ask you about it, but I forgot to write it down.
Yeah, but whichever way it is, like
I think our time must be nearly up now, boys.
Yeah.
So
We have a couple of minutes,
Yeah, we
and
have
we
a couple of
forgot
minutes,
to
Bill, don't worry.
mention
yeah,
the biggest player on the
we should
agenda,
have a bit of time, Chris.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned Rashford. We got to mention Marcus Rashford moving to Barcelona on loan. Yeah, how the hell did that happen? I mean, how desperate are Barca?
It might as well be online because they can't register him in the La Liga squad anyways.
They still can't register him. How did the
They
team
still
get into
couldn't
play?
register John Garcia.
It's crazy. I mean, I sort of think about the story earlier, Emerson Royal, the one where they sort of literally just signed for Barcelona, and then Tottenham came in with an offer, and they sold him straight away to Tottenham. Emerson Royal, remember him, the right back, absolute dogma.
Yeah.
But he didn't want. He was a Barcelona fan, and he joined Barcelona. Literally weeks after he joined, they'd sold him to Tottenham and didn't even tell him. Didn't even tell him like we're having discussions over you. Just sold him. Like insane. And the kid's like, I don't want to go. Tough, we've got a good offer for you. You got to go. Pack your bags. You're off to England. And he's doing press conferences saying, I don't want to leave. But I don't know whether that's because he was going to Tottenham, to be fair. I'd probably cry if that was all I had on offer. It's not much of it, it's a big step down, isn't it? Barcelona to Tottenham.
But what do you guys make of the move? Like, do you see some sense? Like, do you see him getting back to his former best?
I think he's lost his way completely.
Is it like, career over territory for him now? Like this now, run down the years.
Yeah, he's clearly lost. I just think he's totally lost his way. Don't know what's happened off the pitch, but something's happened, and he's lost his way completely. He's probably just fallen out with love with the game, because he took a lot of stick and all that, and a lot of abuse over trying to help the kids. Off the Man United fans as well. I think it's just, mentally, I just think he's lost passion for the game. Anyway, we're running out of time now, so I'm going to say see you next time. Thank you for watching, anybody who's watching, and hopefully see you again soon.
Okay, cheers, boys. Goodbye now.
See you next.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.